We're gonna remake the cinnamon bun recipe because if you didn't read in the caption underneath, I edited and said that when we did the freezer option, it didn't work. They didn't get enough rise, all that kind of stuff. So I wanna do another batch of cinnamon rolls. I also wanna roll them differently and cut them differently. And we're gonna use walnuts instead of pecans, and it's gonna be great. So I've already pre-measured all the ingredients to make this go a lot faster. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, we've got 170 grams of warm water and 180 grams of warm milk right here. I'm gonna put this right on my scale. This is for a single batch, okay? We're gonna need 200 grams of starter. So I've got Esther here, very ready to go. We're gonna measure out 200 grams. I feel like she's excited to be cinnamon buns. 92. 209. We'll leave it at that. That'll be fine. Okay. So we've got that all measured out. We're going to incorporate this. Mix it till it's all nice together. And then when we come back, I'm gonna have the stand mixer out again because I have the ability to use it. I'm going to, but you do not need to use the stand mixer for these. I do it by hand as well. So we'll be back when we're all set up. So we've got the mixer out. I'm all incorporated here. It's nice and milky consistency. There is milk in there, but it's like a thick, creamy milk now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the mixer. Next, we're gonna add 45 grams of melted butter right here. Put that in. Then we're gonna do 1 beaten egg. Okay, and then we're gonna do 675 grams of bread flour and 7 grams of salt. Pour this in. I suppose I could have stirred that once, but it's not gonna make a difference. Oh, I forgot one ingredient. We need 100 grams of granulated sugar. I knew I was forgetting something. 1 second. So we need 100 grams of granulated sugar. I'm gonna quickly measure that out in here. My bad. There it is. Okay, we've got 200 grams active starter. We have got 170 grams of warm water, 180 grams of warm milk, 45 grams of melted butter, 100 grams of granulated sugar, 7 grams of salt, 1 beaten egg, and 675 grams of bread flour. Boom. We are going to lock this down and start stirring. When we're all incorporated into a dough, then we're going to let it sit till it doubles in size. If you don't have a mixer, this requires like 5 to 8 minutes of kneading the dough, okay? Like constant mixing and kneading the dough. That is why I'm using my mixer. It is possible. It is a fucking workout, okay? But it's worth it, especially if you're gonna eat them afterwards. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye on this and I'll come back when we're fully, I'm gonna have to knead it a bit more when it comes out of this too. So we'll see in a few minutes. So we're all mixed up. I'm going to transfer it into another bowl. I technically could leave it in this one, but I don't want to. So I'm just gonna get all this dough off of here. Probably easier to do this. It is gonna be sticky dough, okay? We got milk, we got eggs, we got sugar, all that stuff. But that's what makes them so darn good. This is taking me forever, I'm sorry. Okay. This is what it's looking like. Even though it's sticky, it does stay together really well, so. Okay. So there's our dough. Honestly, mine is actually pretty well put together. I don't feel like I really need to do much more. But just to make sure that there aren't no pockets, I'm just gonna play with it for a second. See, it's already pulling together on itself in like a couple moves. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna let it sit and bulk ferment until it's double in size. In my kitchen, I put it in the oven with the light on. That is user at your own risk, okay? Works great for me as long as nobody turns the oven on. I have done that and caught it just in time with my starters in them, or some dough in there. Anyway, don't do that. Put a sticky note on your controls or something saying that there's dough in the oven. So this is usually 2 to 3 hours is what it takes for my dough to bulk ferment with that process. So we'll be back when we're double in size. Okay guys, it is almost time to get our dough ready and laminate to make our cinnamon rolls. So we're gonna make our lamination. And for this, you're gonna want a 1/4 cup of softened butter, which I have here. I kind of put it in the microwave for 10 seconds just to make it that much softer. It was room temperature. And then you're gonna need 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, okay? And then we're just gonna mix that all together. So I'll put my brown sugar. When you're working with brown sugar, make sure you pack it. Put that there. I might have to dip into start my big container. We got 1. 2. Okay. I've got this little masher here and I feel like that's gonna work best. And you just wanna kind of combine everything. See, I've done it where I put the butter on and then I just mix the dry ingredients and I put it on, but this time I'm doing it this way. Again, practice makes perfect, and every time you do something and you change something and you tweak it, so this could be it, spreading it on like this, I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it works, but it's mixing nicely. I might need to like soften it a bit more to spread it. I don't know. But we're gonna find out when we get to that point, aren't we? For now, we're fully combined. Gonna get all that goodness out. I'm gonna check on our dough and I'll be right back. So it's been about 2 hours and I'd say we're double in size here. There's our dough, nice and full. They're a little bit crooked, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna flour our surface here. I'm gonna flour the dough a bit. I'm gonna have to help it out. Just dishwasher clean. Cutter. Put that here. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to shape this. Brown sugar on the counter. This is really soft dough. I don't know why I'm ball in it, but I just feel like it's gonna help. Okay, I saw somebody do this and I wanna see if it works. So they cut almost all the way, but it's like a square. And then just, now we've got a square shape, y'all. Yo, that worked. That's crazy. Okay, more flour. We're gonna get the rolling pin out. About a 1/4 inch, I think. Oh, still sticky on that end. I kind of, let's give it a little dough this way. Okay, I'll get you one more full rectangle. So I've gotten into the best rectangle that I can. All right, but do your best. We're about a 1/4 inch here. So I've got a measurement on here. You want them all about 2 inches. So I'm gonna use my pizza cutter this time. I'm just gonna do this. I'm sure I could get one more out of that, but it's how I rolled it. I don't know. So we're gonna see if I can, sorry, someone's blowing their nose in the background, allergy season. I'm gonna cut it. Oh, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna stick these back together real quickly here. I've already still got cinnamon. I've got the cinnamon here, okay? I'm gonna dump this out, our cinnamon mixture. Hopefully this will do what I want it to do. I'm gonna get a spatula. Okay, one second. Everything's falling apart, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna spread this out. It's already trying to cut where I feel like maybe the butter and then sprinkling everything on probably was the way to go. Because I feel like I gotta add more, but it definitely doesn't look like enough, does it? Honestly, it's spread out really not that bad. I kind of feel like I should add a little bit more brown sugar, but then at the same time, I don't want it to spill out. So, just kind of like spreading it around. I honestly think, because this is all still going to melt, right? So, do as I say, not as I do. Spread the butter on, a 1/4 cup of butter, soft, spread it on, and then sprinkle your cinnamon and your sugar mixture on top. As of right now, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we did want to add walnuts. So I've got some walnuts here. I'm just gonna sprinkle on. I don't know, just like that. I'm gonna make sure there's enough, but then at the same time, I don't want it to be too many. Again, practice makes perfect. So this is what we're working with. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out all my strips again. So I was a little bit off on my initial cuts, but I'm just doing it anyway because I didn't go all the way through, so it doesn't matter. I'll just roll on this side. You should yield about 12. Again, how I rolled it is also an issue. I could got one more depending on how my outsides work, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I could have got 12 out of this. I'm getting 11, whatever. Okay, this one's just gonna be a little bit fatter. And it needs, this one doesn't have enough nuts. Oh shit. It's nutty over here. Okay, so now we're gonna just roll. And we're gonna roll them up like this until they're, hold on, you can't even see that size. I'll do this one and then I'll show you what it looks like. This is a bigger one, let me remind you, because it's an end piece. I gotta get my trays out too. Whatever tray you're gonna put them in, make sure you line it, like grease it really well. Butter, soft butter. I'll be back. All right, y'all, got my buttered pans. I'm doing them in the disposable pans, the aluminum pans, because I wanna try and freeze them, don't forget. So, we got this big Bertha right here. I'm gonna put her just like this. And we're gonna continue to roll. I'm kind of tucking it nice and tight so it all stays together. Again, I measured about 2 inches. And they roll up bigger than what you think. Another one. We're gonna let them proof again as well for another 1 to 2 hours until they get nice and poofy. Then we're gonna bake some and then we're gonna freeze some. Another roll up. These are looking amazing, y'all. I liked cutting it with the pizza cutter like this. This is better than, because you squish them when you try to cut them the other way. Another one. Oh, I just want this one to pinch together here. Hold on. This is what this pack's looking like right here. I've got lids to go on. If I can get one. Hold on, I can't one-hand it. Hopefully these ones work. Paid more money for these ones. Well, it's got the lid on at least for proofing. So they're looking like this. We're just gonna keep rolling. And I'm tucking it nicely as I'm going. There we go, another one. If your end kind of comes off, I just kind of pinch it a little bit and make it sticky and then like stick it to itself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't mess with it too much. Okay. I'll finish these up. Got them all finished. Here's another one. And the other one. So we're gonna let them sit for 1 to 2 hours until they puff up again, covered, and then we're gonna bake. Okay guys, while we're waiting for the cinnamon rolls to bulk ferment a little bit more, we're gonna make our icing. In here I've got 3 cups of icing sugar. Sorry, lost my words there. We've got a 1/2 cup of soft butter here. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of milk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You don't need a mixer, like a big stand mixer, but we're doing that. Okay, so I've got that in here. We're gonna add our butter, our soft butter. I've never done it in the mixer like this before, so I'm excited to use it. I've got so many attachments for this thing. I've only used one kind. All right. milk. I should have just enough in this bag. 1. Last time I made this, I felt I needed to add more milk, but I also didn't measure my icing sugar, and I think it was more than 3 cups. So there's that. And then we're going to do our vanilla, 2 teaspoons. Okay. I'm nervous. I feel like I should I feel like it's gonna make a mess. I don't know if I'm using the right mixer. I would assume I am. Okay, we're gonna go really slow. Oh, I have to plug it in first. 1 second. All right, guys, I'll be back. We are all plugged in. Okay, that's not too bad. It's on stir, but it looks like the butter's getting stuck. Maybe when it goes faster. Okay. I feel like I need to speed it up to whip it out of the center of the, but it is mixing it. Hold on. Yep, let's get some of this out. So I'll bring you guys back when this part's all done, all fully mixed. So I have to speed, and that is doing the trick, okay? Well, the goal here is to make it creamy. And oh boy, is she creamy. You hear that? So this is what we're looking like, nice and creamy. I'm just gonna cover this and leave it out. I don't want to dirty more dishes. OCD me would want to go and put this in another dish and cover it on the counter until it was time, but this dish will do just fine. So we're gonna let this sit until we're ready to bake our cinnamon rolls. And then we're gonna spread this deliciousness all over them. Well, it's ooey and gooey and oozing. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's been about an hour and a half, and here they are, all poofed up. Now, I'm gonna bake 1 pack, and then the other 2, I'm gonna freeze them. Now remember, if you watched my first video of the cinnamon buns, I tried for the first time to freeze them, and I put them in the freezer before I let them sit and rise up again, and it was a total flop. So it's also another experiment. I know it's possible, it's just a matter of when to freeze them. I'm gonna freeze them right now, and then we're gonna bake these guys. It's gonna be at 350 for about 40 to 45 minutes. Okay. They smell really good. They look so good. Okay, so I'll be back when we pull these out of the oven. It is time. They were in the oven for 40 minutes. And this is what they look like. Now, you can let them cool down for like 10 minutes and then put your icing on. But it's 40 to 45 minutes, so make sure you see how they cook for you. We've got some icing here, and it's pretty thick. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a spoon. Okay. So, and then the ones that are in the freezer, I'm gonna put the leftover icing in 2 Ziploc bags and freeze it. These smell so fucking good, guys. Okay. So we're gonna let this icing kind of melt on top and cool down, and then we're gonna give them a taste. I'm so excited. It's taste testing time. I've got napkins on standby, so I've got all over my face. This is what they're fucking looking like. Ooh, I need to take a picture. Hold on. Okay, picture's done. Let's get this out of here. Which one? They all look so good. kind of want to go with this one. And see, now that I fixed the element in my oven too. Oh my gosh. See if we can see the bottom. Okay. Okay. I'm so glad I redid this for you guys. Because that video that I did, it didn't do it justice, but I want it to be real. Sometimes shit like doesn't go as planned. I'm gonna break into it. I'm gonna have to get my fingers wet for you guys. Look at it. Eek. Okay, hold on. Oh, wow. Holy shit, it's still so hot. It's so good. Wow. As I said in the first video, these are like the best cinnamon buns ever. So fucking good. Oh my God. You have to make them. I will also know by the time that this posts for you guys, because I do a little bit in advance, whether or not the freeze test worked. So make sure to check out in the comment whether or not it worked or not, okay? Have a great night, guys. I really hope you try and enjoy these. Look at that. Holy shit. Have a good night.